What's the case? I mean, I think a lot of people would say, look, we've had all these problems with medical, raids of illegal growth, these ghost owners that we talked about. Why would we want to throw open the doors to recreational and, have those problems magnified? What's the response to that? What's the case you're making to people for why 820 is the right path forward?
So it won't magnify the problems. It'll actually release some of the stress and tension on the industry. OMA has already assured us they're taking care of the problems, right? OBN has assured us they're taking care of the problems. It's that there's a lag in the legal system of investigations and enforcement. And so we are actually starting to see that pick up in early 2022. I mean, just down the street from here, there's two dispensaries that got shut down last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right here on Midwest Boulevard, Air Depot Road, Midwest City. And so you're starting to see more and more enforcement. I do believe that will increase and pick up. As far as what benefit are we going to get? Well, one, we will expand the customer base, and that alone will cut down on some of the improper, illegal stuff that's going on. The economy would benefit because we would expand the patient base. We would increase retail sales tax, tourism, all of that. Places like Bricktown, places that currently, in cannabis in Oklahoma, the places that do really well as far as retail cannabis tend to be suburban areas.
Okay.
Rural areas that have a sort of suburban resident base, or rural areas that have a high traffic work base. Think about going home to work, going to work.
Sure.
And the places that don't do well currently are your tourism places, your downtown markets, your Bricktown, your Plaza District, your Arts District. Go to Tulsa, go to the Arts District, everybody's liberal, everybody supports weed, they ain't buying weed. There's not enough people. The places that do really well is the guy that drives a minivan on his way home from work, he's grabbing milk and eggs. So you expand adult use, and you'll also expand cannabis beyond where it currently is being retailed in the suburban areas, and you'll see it in the downtown, the Bricktown, the arts districts, those types of places.
Okay.
Because of the expanded tourism base and expanded,
Okay. I mean, I guess you've answered this, but I'll ask it. I mean, a lot of people would say that Oklahoma is a recreational market now.
Mm-hmm.
The barriers are so low that anybody who could possibly want a card can get one. Mm-hmm. So why, given that reality, why is it necessary to expand to recreational or adult use?
Okay, so in a vacuum where the only way you could buy weed would be to get a medical card and go to a dispensary, you would have a lot more people getting a medical card. Okay. But only about 360,000 people in Oklahoma have a medical card, and there's a lot more people that use cannabis than that. Okay. So we want to talk about the demographics of people who don't get medical cards. It's people under 30, especially people under 25.
Okay.
These kids don't have medical cards. They don't have a primary care physician. They're not like old folks where it's going to the doctor's normal. Okay? So college kids, young people, they buy on the black market, which means they're supporting criminal activity. Okay? You also have a lot of people in Oklahoma who care about their privacy, and they don't want to be on a medical registrar. And I don't know how true this is. There's a sentiment among the businesses that the upper income, more affluent customers also don't have medical cards. I don't know if that's true or not, but that sentiment reigns that those folks don't want to get a medical card, so they send their cousin or their nephew down to go get it for them, or they buy it black market on the golf course. So adult use will expand the customer base and sort of push out this black market. And the problem is right now in Oklahoma is when you have a lot of medical production, but you don't have expanded consumers, you have legal production being sold illegally. So we already have, like people aren't going out and starting illegal grows. No, they've already got an existing legal grow. That's where black market product comes from. So you have to balance, if you're going to have all this legal production, you need to have expanded legal consumers.
Yeah. I was kind of amazed that, when the moratorium was taking effect in August, you actually saw a huge rush of retail licenses come in, and the numbers are actually higher than they've ever been in the history of the program. And I find that kind of stunning because I just don't understand how people think they're going to make any money in this environment. But apparently, hope springs eternal in the cannabis world.
So that's the thing about cannabis, is it's such a young industry that people don't respect it as being a legitimate business. They think it's, in the old days, if you had weed, you could sell it at a premium. And your customers didn't ask to see the brand or the label. They didn't ask to see testing. They didn't ask all these questions, right? You didn't have to have a gimmick. You didn't have to have a slogan. You didn't have to have a brand. And so they're taking this mentality that is a lopsided supply-demand mentality from the black market days, and now that it's legal, they think like if you grow it, you can sell it. And that's not how it works, right? I mean, you have to compete like you do in any other business. You have to have a value proposition, you have to have a brand, you have to have trust, you have to build consumer confidence. You have to do all of these sort of things, and then you have to compete against your peers and be able to demonstrate why you're better, superior, and why your customer should buy from you and not them. Right? So it's like you're back in the rat race of running a regular business, and nobody that hasn't caught people who come from black market states, they don't realize that. So they come to a legal market state, and a new fool is born every day. And so here we are, we've been here since the beginning, and we are just trying to say, hey guys, we're local, we're authentic, we're not big corporate, we're not big business. Anything that you see in this building has been acquired because we've reinvested continuously back into our operations, and we've grown. And so we were growing up until really about the end of 2021.